Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to today's cryptocurrencies update for Friday, April 19th, 2024. I am presenting you with the same slide as on Wednesday because things are still on track. We are still on the track. We are still counting the waves, and it looks like 5 waves lower have completed to the downside. We've seen a nice bearish reversal of yesterday evening's lows. And as long as those lows hold, we should be good. We've not broken below any critical key levels to the downside. We now need to see price start breaking above critical levels to the upside to be more certain that the low is in place. That has been our forecast for a while. So far, so good. I am not too concerned that things will go entirely haywire. And of course, we have our what you would call it, halving coming up, either today or tomorrow, something like that. And of course, we have some analogies with previous years. And the first one is, of course, the 2021 decline, which we've been tracking since March, and which is filled in reasonably well. This was the 2021 correction, which only lasted about 2-3 weeks. And this is the current correction, which has lasted almost 2 months, but it is of a similar pattern and a similar path. Why? Because this was a fourth wave back then, and this is most likely also a fourth wave now. It simply became more complex. So far, so good. Again, if we start making higher highs, we're good. We have held 60,000. 60,000 is critical, and we can count 5 waves lower into the low made today. The low made today was 59,607. Let's have a look where this blue wave 3 low was, and this is, of course, the ending diagonal, and that was at 59,682. Okay, 59,682. So we have a lower low in place, and we're breaking now above the first warning level. We need, of course, to get back above the clouds, back above the 50-day moving average and the 20-day moving average to really get a new uptrend going. But we've gotten quite oversold on all indicators. Meanwhile, it continues to look like money is flowing back into cryptos, according to the CMV, which is the chain of money flow. If we look at the regular money flow indicator, although it's a little bit more akin to RSI, there is not yet much money flow back in. But we've bottomed now 3-4 times in these ideal target zones. Okay. And this looks like a ending expanding diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. But we need, of course, confirmation. And back above, I would say about 68,000, somewhere around there. That would do really well, get us above the 50-day simple moving average, 67,400, somewhere around there. Would do really well to say the low is in place. This is the alternative that we have this type of triangular pattern. It's also good. This is the bull flag. Remember the bull flag pattern. So we have a low here at 38,000, a high at 74,000, a gain of 36,000. Then we have a low here at 60,000. We add 36,000 to 60,000, and that's how we can get to 96,000, right, for our upside target. Contingent on holding, of course, above this week's lows. 56,000 is also a critical level. And again, we have to go below 38,000 to really reconsider our options here. Bigger picture-wise, I'm still looking for at least another 5-4-5 setup. Somehow this annotation has moved a little bit. Why? Because Bitcoin has actually never topped just on maximum strength. There's always been negative divergence as far as I'm concerned with the charts that I have available to. So we've topped here in the ideal wave 3 target. So far we've bottomed here in the ideal wave 4 target. So it is logical to expect that we should also rally to the ideal wave 5 target. So somewhere in here, the mid to high 86,000s, which match reasonably well with 96,000. Fifth waves in the cryptos tend to overextend. So that would not be out of the realm of possibilities. What is then going to happen is that third wave topped where it had to, the fourth wave bottomed where it had to, and then the fifth wave decides to extend. That is quite common. Again, we have not broken below any critical levels. We're holding here above 61,000. And we now need to get back above 69,000 to get things going from a monthly closing price perspective. As you can see here, in 2021, there wasn't a top until we saw negative divergence on the RSI 5. We haven't seen it here yet. Same here, 2017, there wasn't a top until we saw negative divergence there. Same here with the money flow, not necessarily in 2017. That was simply overbought and kind of quickly rebought back up. ETHE, same deal here. It looks like we have completed 5 waves lower. We can still go to about 2650 if it so desires, and we haven't broken above the warning levels yet. But again, there are now enough waves in place to consider this correction complete. Below 2150, things really start to change, but we're not there yet, and I don't think we're going to get there. But if we do, then we know, something else is going on. That's our warning level. And so far, I'm not seeing it. Bigger picture-wise, we should be in this gray wave 4 or a green wave 3, depending on how you exactly counted the low made in 2022, which is over soon 2 years ago. Okay, we're still holding above critical levels. I still expect this pattern to unfold unless we start to move below critical levels. As I pointed out here, we start below these critical levels. Binance coin also looks good here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still expect this wave 5 as well to happen. That'd be great to see that. Again, we have not broken below any critical levels. What used to be resistance is now support, so this looks good. Link has now bottomed here in the ideal wave 2 target zone after 5 waves up, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. So this looks good as well. So far, it's an ABC lower. So this one starts to look constructive as well. If that's the case, then we had a rally from 5 to 23, which is about $18. Now 18 times 2 is 36. And then let's add 36 to 12, which gets us to 48. So that's what we're going to look for, as long as we hold, of course, above the recent lows. But again, this starts to look constructive. Solana as well. Now, I must admit that the wave labeling is wrong in the sense of the wave degree, but the labels themselves, the 3 to 4, are correct. So we broke above 120, which we knew would target 210 based on simple closing prices as resistance every single time. 85 would lead to 120, 45 would lead to 85, 27 to 45, etc. So this looks good. If we can break back above 210, I think we can target 300. I'm still expecting this wave 5 to complete a cycle 5. How are we doing on ETHE? Would be nice to get this last wave 5. We're still setting up for it. It's still possible. But please remember that we did not see the drop overnight, of course, in ETHE because they only trade in cash hours. So sometimes we have the case of the missing wave. GBTC, same deal. We did not see a lower low. There can be a case of a missing wave. But we have our warning levels to tell us that we will not see a lower low. It sometimes happens. IBIT the same. We can still be in this 4 and a 5. But as long as we stay above these critical levels, we've now broken above the first critical level, we might have completed this wave C. Okay, so that's really very possible that we have already bottomed for these ETFs. And these ETFs, of course, didn't trade last night. They only traded cash hours. And of course, by the time the cash market opened, Bitcoin was already positive. So you just don't see that then transpire in the cash market. That's sometimes called the curious case of the missing wave. And then what we got was more like a triangle. We'll snuck in something somewhere, it will work out. But that's sometimes the case. And again, I think once again, we're closer to a bottom than to a top. That's all I have for today. Take care, trade safe, and I'll catch you all next week.